So you want to start a YouTube or a podcast or anything that involves your face or voice, but you are just not good enough.
Manifest mindset with me.
Hello and welcome to Manifest Mindset by Affirm Afform Attract. Your place to come to when you need tips and advice when manifesting. We are an affirmation channel and you can find all our affirmation videos on YouTube. Why do we tell ourselves these lies? We want to protect ourselves, we're scared, there's a bit of fear. We want to be successful, and if we don't think that we got what it takes, then it's doomed from the beginning. Whatever the reason is, know that you can manifest your way into whatever you want to do. It doesn't help that when you look at your favorite YouTubers, your favorite podcasters, and they sound perfect or they look gorgeous, and you take one look at yourself and you hear yourself and you're just like, how am I supposed to compete with these people? And guess what? The good news, you do not have to compete with anybody. All you need to do is just start. Now, I'm going to sympathize with you. I was like that. I'm like, I do not like my voice. I do not have a good speaking voice. I don't have the right tone. No one wants to hear my squeaky voice. I don't like it. And every time I listen to other people and they have the great voices for meditation, great voices for affirmations, great voices for speaking, I'm just kind of like, oh gosh, I really want to do this, but I don't want to drive people away. And let me just go back a bit. I've had a YouTube channel where I did like lifestyle stuff. I've done skincare reviews, beauty reviews, product reviews, hauls, everything. I showed my face and I wasn't really worried about that because it was more of a comfortable space because everybody and their dog was doing it. So you were fine. As time gone along and the gap started to broaden, more people got successful and everything, that's when maybe some comparison might come into play. You know, you see some people and they're really pretty, they're really gorgeous, and you just think, well, they have a nice vibe about them, and it's obvious why they're successful because everybody wants to see that. But I don't look like that and I don't sound like that, so you kind of just feel a little bit, oh well, I'm just going to keep pushing on being me, and me just going to be good enough. But then somewhere in your head just really don't believe that, you know, you're going to be as successful as you want. That's how I used to think. Then I will come across channels who were quite successful and they weren't necessarily prettier than me. The voices weren't necessarily better than mine. And sometimes the overall production was just like, are you serious? But yet still they had numbers, right? Let's just ignore the fact they may have purchased. Let's say the fact they're all I don't want to say organic. It could be follow for follow or subscribe for subscribe. But let's just say that's what it is. Now, because I would see that, it would confuse me because it's like, it's easier that when someone's more beautiful and they've got a nice presence about them and they're successful, it's easier to understand why they are. And then when you get other people who don't look like them and who look maybe like you or even not as like you, and they're also successful, you get kind of confused. Now, I know there's many elements like being consistent and all the rest of it, and the rules and algorithms and all of that. I know that come into play. But as an individual, you just try and work it out. And you can't. Sometimes you may just focus on the beautiful people who has a nice voice, a nice appearance, a nice vibe about them, and you think, well, I need to be like them, and that is where your focus goes. And you might change your hair, might add a little bit more makeup, sit differently, make sure that your background is nice, and you still can't get there, you're still struggling. It's like, okay, you know what, maybe I'm just not slim enough, maybe I need to be even prettier. And all these type of thoughts can really just recycle themselves in your head. And when you don't know about manifestation, this is a natural process to think. I mean, even without manifestation, we shouldn't really think like that. But let's just face it, this is reality. We cannot help it. But when you know about manifestation, you will know that none of that matters, because you can manifest your subscribers, you can manifest your success, you can manifest anything that you want. And most importantly, you can manifest on yourself. So if you don't like the sound of your voice, you can just say, I have an amazing voice. Everybody loves to hear me talk. My voice is mesmerizing. People always understand what I say. You can say affirmations like that, and obviously you can manifest that. I love my voice. I have the perfect voice. I love my voice. I love speaking. I love to hear myself speak. Because also, you're not just manifesting to get people to like your voice and for them to listen to your podcast or YouTube, but also you want to believe in yourself as well. I mean, why try and get people to like you and then you don't like yourself? So manifesting on yourself is a very good idea, and it works. Now for me, I was like, but I really want to do a podcast, so I have to get over it. It's as simple as that. It's just like, I need to get over it. And I did affirm. I said, you know what? Your voice is fine. Your voice is perfect. There's absolutely nothing wrong with your voice. I remember when I released my first affirmation videos, and I said to my friends, is my voice all right? They said, yeah. They said, oh, it's very calming, or depending on my mood, obviously it'd be different. And I said, yeah, it's interesting. Like they want to listen to what I have to say, because in the back of my mind, I still had that kind of like, I don't know. Now, me not liking my voice wasn't really going to stop me from doing what I want to do, because what I wanted to do was a lot stronger than me not liking my voice. So if you find yourself in a position where you don't like your voice, you don't like the way you look, you can always affirm it. And that can come in a form of working on your self-concept. In your self-concept, you will include things like, I have an amazing voice. You work on your voice, the way you want to look, your confidence, your dictation, your vocal tone, anything that you feel that you may need for you to become the person that you want to become. It's very important to speak life into yourself. Work on your image inside and out, because it can take you a very long way. I think sometimes people forget about themselves and only focus on the things that they want. Now, when you're working on yourself, it's a forever thing. There's going to be times where you're going to be affirming all the time, and it will slowly die out, and you're confident and you're cool. And then there'll be moments and pockets in your life where you will need to pick it up and do it again. I think sometimes we are trying to get to a place, and we get to a place, and then we outgrow that place, and then we need to take ourselves to the next level. So don't think that you're a failure if you have to reaffirm yourself. Your affirmations might be new ones as you level up. Remember that you're adjusting to a new you, so a new you will always require something more. Think of it as a top up. Now, let's get on to the success and growth side of being a podcaster, being a YouTuber, or even if you're on any social media platform, TikTok, Instagram. We've all heard of all the tactics that you need to grow. We have to look at our algorithms, our posting, our content, all of that, and we have to put the effort in. And I still agree with that work ethic. Some people would disagree, but I do agree that you have to take action on what you want to do. And you shouldn't really just want to, oh, I just want to manifest everything and do absolutely nothing for it. I know people say you can do that, but I just don't think it's good for your well-being overall. I mean, it could be the fact that personally I'm into growth. I'm into learning new skills. I've always been like that. I actually enjoy it. But also I think as well, if we keep getting set in a ways where we keep wanting to do less and less and less, but we want more and more and more, eventually we will hit and run into trouble. Manifestation or no manifestation, I think like they say, with great power comes responsibility. Like, don't abuse the power that you have. Be sensible with it. I'm not saying that you need to grind 16 hours a day, but what I'm saying is, if you know you're putting out shoddy work, you know, the edits are really bad, the visuals are really bad, but you're sitting there manifesting for subscribers and listeners, I think that's a bad thing. I don't think that's good. I think you can still manifest, but also take a look at your work and what you're doing and what you are putting out there. Don't be lazy. Don't just like, oh, I don't want to do any work, I just want to manifest, but you're putting none of the work on your end through the action end, you know. So be open, or not be open, but you should be working on yourself and the quality of work that you put out there. It doesn't mean that if you're putting stuff out there and it's your absolute best and it's not, it doesn't have to be amazing. It's as long as you're trying. Like, you don't need to put work out there and think, oh my god, it needs to be broadcasting quality. No, it's, you just have to just want to be and are trying your best, because if you're trying, next year you're going to be even better, the year after that you're going to be even better, because it's going to be a natural progression. Don't forget that you can manifest in between your finished manifestation. Yeah, so you can manifest that you are, every time you edit a video, your skill set improves. Every time you record for your podcast, your skill set improves. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And to be honest with you personally, I think that is a better way to try and live your life, a life where you always want to improve and become a better person. Because how many people have started businesses and then they now have a second business where they teach other people how to do the business that they're in? And they can do that because they have learned skills along the way. So you might start off being a podcaster and you've become successful, you get your followers and people want to collab, all the rest of it. And a lot of people asking you, oh, you know, how do you do it? How did you start? And you think, do you know what? I might start another channel, a YouTube channel, might not necessarily be in a podcast version, and I'm going to teach people how to do a podcast, how I started, how I got my audience, etc. So straight away, you've kind of created another potential income. And I hope no one thinks that it's cheating when you want to manifest subscribers, etc., and views and watch time hours, and manifest wanting people to collab with you. I think that as long as you're doing the work that needs to be done, then it's not cheating, because like I said, we manifest all the time. You can manifest an unsuccessful podcast or YouTube every single time you doubt yourself, every time you throw negative words at it. Oh my gosh, I'm so rubbish, it's not going to work out, there's no growth. There's going to be times when you're going to look at those numbers and the numbers are just not going to move. They are just not moving. And when you get a couple of subscribers and then you lose 2. And then you might get 1 more, then you lose 3. And it always seems hopeless. But this is where affirming and keeping the belief that you are a successful YouTuber comes in handy. And when you are starting, when you are doing your podcast, your YouTube, and things are slowly growing or they're not growing quick enough, this is when you really have to step up your affirmations. I spoke about that in the last podcast. Is about just keep affirming. If you are a scripter, script it, but always stay focused on the goal that you want. I myself am staying focused on my goals. I sometimes waver, I do, but I'm getting better at waving less, and I'm getting a lot better not reacting. I go on my YouTube and I've got another subscriber, then I've got another 2 subscribers, and I've got another day after day I'm getting subscribers, and then I get nothing for a few days, and then I lose one, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But then I said, no, that's fine, because you're going to get another 15 subscribers. So what you worrying about? Like, the subscribers are there. They're just waiting for their day to turn to subscribe to you. Like, I just say anything, and I'm getting better at it. And that's what you got to do. You've got to really just hone in and focus on what you want to achieve out of life, and just make it your life mission just to keep affirming. So don't worry about what you look like, what you sound like, because you can always affirm a better you, to give you confidence. And once you do get started, you can then still continue to affirm for a growth and success in whatever you do. Anyway, guys, I hope that this message has been useful to you. I hope you managed to take something away from this. Anyway, I love you all. Thank you for listening, and till next time.